Hi, my name is Roshan and I'm filming this video at my work at a different place and I hope it turns out well. Today I'm talking about a book by Leo Tolstoy, that is Anna Karenina. It's a classic, and before I talk about this book I have a few questions for everyone, and I think these are existential questions that we sometimes, especially the people who are self-aware, quite get spiraled into, and they keep coming back to these questions, and I think there is no exact answers to it. Well, when are we going to be content with our situations in our lives? Is it after finding love, or getting wealthy, or getting the desired job, or even getting famous? Are we ever be gonna content? And I think these are those questions which we cannot find answer by reading books or reading some self-help books. We just have to go through these painful questions and have to experience it, right? I don't think anybody can answer for you. You have to find your reason. Even I don't know why the hell I'm recording these videos, why the hell I'm doing whatever I'm doing with my life, but this is what I'm doing, right? And being self-aware can be really painful at times, and it is understandable. Even if you don't think about these questions, it is understandable. Like, we are humans, right? And we all are flawed. Maybe I'm just talking nonsense, or maybe I'm just being pretentious, but isn't the reason why we tend to escape, we try to use different forms of things by engaging in, like, whatever we do, buying new stuff, going on different social media platform, or consuming whatever we find, or just indulging in any sorts of pleasure, right? So today I'm talking about this book, and well, why did I decide to read it? The reason was the author. I think it was last year when I was introduced to Russian literature. It was Crime and Punishment, the first book I read by Dostoevsky, and then Anton Chekhov, his short stories, and I was quite fascinated by their writing style, and I wanted to know this another author which was quite known among Russian literature and world literature, Leo Tolstoy. So War and Peace, I don't think I can digest it at the moment, so I picked up this one. And reading classic is always challenging, not just because of the complexities of the language, but also the different time period, the different characters. I belong to India and I'm quite bad with names already, but remembering Russian names is just something I cannot do. So yeah, it is challenging, but once you are into that world, once you are invested into it, once you get the point, right? Once you are invested yourself in a story, you do want to know what's going to happen next, even though you have to keep returning to index to find out who is that guy exactly. So it's worth it. It's worth it. This book deals with all those existential questions which I asked, and don't give you the exact answer. It's not a self-help book, but one of the greatest works of fiction. I must say it is one of those great books. I haven't read that many, but I can say that the complexity and how it was written. See the gap when it was written, and now even it is relevant to this state. See the difference of the classes in the context of aristocrats and a completely different country, but it is still relevant to our place. And I think this is the beauty of fiction, right? Isn't it? And especially classics. I've talked about why I picked up. So the story is about aristocrats, not just Anna. Anna is one of the main protagonists. There is another guy, Levin, who is my favorite character, and it was him that kept me going. Otherwise, I would not have, read this. So the story on the surface seems like a love story between aristocrats. Anna, who is married to a very well-known government official, Karenina, but she's unhappy. She's unhappy with the situation of her life, even though she is famous, she's beautiful, she's rich, and even has a family. But even after having all these things, she's unhappy. Then there is Levin, there is Kitty, there is Brunosky. I hope I'm saying it correctly. So the story starts with when she comes to resolve a situation of adultery of her brother. And guess what? She falls into love with this guy, Voronovsky, who is another aristocrat. And Kitty, who is in love with Voronovsky. But now Voronovsky is in love with Anna, our another protagonist, Levin, who is in love with Kitty. So on the surface, I said that it seems like a love story entangled together, but it's more than that. It is about all these characters who are going through different struggles, trying to find a reason to live. I'll read this first line of the book. I think it is quite universal, and it just describes how universal this book is. All happy families are alike. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. Well, this is the quote, and I think it really resonates with everybody. Let me talk about my favorite character, Levin. I'm not an aristocrat, I'm not rich, but I was able to relate with most of what was going in his life. I mean, he's trying to find a reason. He's educated, but he still works with the peasants. He still works in the field. And even though he is an atheist, he's trying to find all sorts of reason to have faith. And eventually he finds faith. And that is another topic to talk about. The part that is the theme of religion. Right now, I'm not articulate enough to talk about religion, but it is a really intriguing topic. And I'm quite interested to study about religion and my faith. There is another fascinating thing about this character, Levin. He was inspired by the author himself. Like, he had everything. Fame, wealth, education, a loving family, but still he was suicidal. And I mean, I have read an article about Leo Tolstoy that at one point he was also suicidal. He never killed himself, but at a time he was suicidal. So, like, how universal it is. Even though you found what you were looking for, there is always this burden on your shoulder that what is next? What is next? Do you get my point? So if I had to convince you to read this, I'll say Levin, Anna, who gets quite annoying at times, but you have to put a bit of effort to go through a few chapters, and then once you are invested your time in the story, you will understand where is it taking you to. And of course, there is always this challenge when you are reading classic, but you should read it. Definitely, you should read it. If you have time, take a chapter, a couple of days and read it. So thank you for watching. Let me know if you have read this book and what you think of it. And even if you want to read it, let me know that too. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye.